Hey dudes and dudettes, here with another MTG video for you. Today we're going to be going over two decks. Oh well, this one deck, but it was one of two decks that I used to get the highest tier rank. In this, it was just the tier. I was the rank. There's 1, 2, and 3 and 4. And then I was 4, but I was the highest tier rank when I stopped, and I didn't climb anymore. But it did get me up there. And I figured, why not show you a deck that actually works, that this isn't built for just fun, even though I'll be facing a fun deck, but is built for more of actual winning. And I don't know how it'll do right now because, of course, this was before the release of the new expansion, so we'll see how it does and how it holds up. We're not getting exactly a good hand here, and that could affect us, but it's pretty consistent in its win rate. It's a land destroy. You get a lot of people quitting, if they play at all. See, they just fear it. They can't face. It turns the bowels to jelly with fear. It's just that good. Boom. Now let's try that again with a little more oomph to it, so we can actually get a play. Hopefully we get a better hand. That could have been recovered. It had a kill spell and had duress. Basically what it does is it uses land destroy to stall until you can play captive audience, but a lot of times it doesn't last that long, and you can see it has a ton of kill spell and has some discard to it. Again, not the greatest hand, but we'll see if we're going to get to actually play this time. It doesn't look like we're gonna. Okie doke. Play that out. We want to kill whatever he's going to be playing as much as we can to slow him down. Ooh, he's probably a sack deck. So since that's out there, we're going to play that. If he plays a 1-1, we'll be able to kill it with Carnival of Carnage. Well, Carnival/Carnage. Okay, we'll save that for the next one. Let's wait. He'll play, because I want that discard, because I want him to discard because of his sacks. So if he plays another 2/2, he's gonna kick Carnival Carnage or Ingress Rampage. I'm not sure. Right now he's wondering what's going on, obviously, because you usually don't face land destroy. So it's going to be Rampage or Carnage, yeah. And here we go on my turn. We're going to take his only black mana, and we're going to scry 2. That'll work. We will keep that, yeah. There we go. And he can maybe hit us. You do get a lot of damage done to you in the early game. Now see, he's going to play that again. We're obviously going to destroy it. He gets no black mana. We're going to cut him off from it. Because if he runs low on black mana, that's when he starts suffering. Now we're going to start making him discard to control him. He's going to attack with his 1/1. We're not worried about the damage. Boom. And see, now the thing is it becomes such a pain to try to get lands that a lot of them will try to quit. They'll quit before you ever have to face them, and that's going to be always a problem for them. RAKDOS is just there for the board sweep. We're going to make him discard again. And he has to decide. He's kicking all his black mana stuff because obviously he's running out of them. We get one more land, we drop RAKDOS. He can't kill RAKDOS with red. That's obvious. And that's when it starts getting to where he's like, he might not be able to see. So what we do here, see, it does that. And then we take out that. We give him nothing. It's all about taking from them and making him feel like there's no option to play. See, now he's got no option to play. We're going to be Rakdos in. He can't kill it because red can't take down Rakdos. Now he's on a timer. He has to do something, but he's not drawing any mana. We cut him off on one of his manas. If you are not a mono deck facing against this, you really can't do much. It kills creatures like mad. And even though we're getting land drawn here, he's like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I need a black mana bad. I need a black mana. Here we go. He'll probably kill it. No, target reveals hand. Yeah, he's worried. He's trying to get it. He's worried. Nothing he can really do. If he plays something else, he's going to kill it. Now he's down to 1 life. Chances are he cannot make it now. He can't do anything to stop what's coming because I have multiple cards that do 1 damage to him or make him discard and do damage. There you go. And that's exactly how the deck works. You cut them off from one of their mana zones and then you slowly dwindle them down. Anything they play. This has, let me go over what this has in it to show you why it's so very hard for any creature deck to face. We'll go through it real quick. It has duresses, and this is just to take planeswalkers. You don't want planeswalkers coming out, though you kill them pretty easily. Carnival Carnage just gives you where you can, against the decks that have that whole, I'm going to attack you because of Calamity or whatever, where they do extra damage, the 1/1s do. You can kill them and do 1 damage to the opponent. Or you can switch it up with versatility and make them discard if you're controlling the pace. And Grath's Wrath just gives you sacrifice an artifact, creature, or planeswalker. Kills all of those. Bedeck gives you a kill spell for 2. If it's below 3, you use it on them. It -3, it kills them. And then if they play a land that's special, or well, you can see non-basic, you can destroy it for 6 mana. So it gives that, if you have nothing to destroy, you're facing a land deck that doesn't use much creatures, Bedazzle comes in handy to destroy the land instead. Because everyone at the high tier games always has non-basic lands. Cry of Carnarium is just to get out some of those, bring them back from the graveyard, little cats and stuff in the little sack decks that you'll face. Embodiment of Agnes, there's only 1 in here. We don't run many creatures because we only need creatures to finish off the game. Usually there's no opposition because you take down most of their stuff, and then Embodiment of Agnes comes in and he's stacked, usually 6 to 8 power and toughness. Mind Rot 2 just for an extra little bit of discard. Flame Sweep for a little bit extra sweep mixed with Cry of Carnarium. You have 4 sweep cards. That works really well. Bedevil, just another artifact creature, planeswalker, gives you all that versatility to kill anything that comes down on the board. And then just 2 of these that are land destruction. It's not like my other land destruction deck where we want to run 11 to 12 or 10 to 12 destruction. This only runs the 4 here because we have Bedazzle as an extra. Then we have Rakdos the Showstopper, and you saw what he does. He is just a big beater, or he comes out and he can sweep the board at a chance, you know. And then the final is Captive Audience. If you take them down and they hold on long enough, you drop Captive Audience and it usually gets the win because it slowly starts ticking them down. The whole deck is very much suffering. When you're facing it, I've seen many people, like, it's very much a deck that just forces your opponent to not have a good game. It's really sucky to face, I can say. It batters them into submission. You can see here it doesn't let them play any creatures that you don't kill. It doesn't let them play lands that you don't want them to play. And then at the end it forces them to choose their own death by Captive Audience. Very much a nasty deck to play, but has a very good win rate, in my opinion. Has a considerate a constant win rate that is pretty good. And like I said, this one and my other Land Destroy got me up to the highest tier, whether it be Diamond or whatever it is. I forget if it's Diamond or Mythic or something like that. It was back in last league, and you know my memory. So if you do decide to play this deck, you can see it all right here, all the numbers that you'd need. And I think you'd really enjoy it if you like a control deck that's more black-red control. I call it RAKDOS Party because everything's getting blown up, everything's getting destroyed. There's It's very much like they said, the RAKDOS captive audience. Look at them; they're sitting there like, "Oh my god!" But they have to sit there and watch. And the whole theme of the deck is they have to sit there and watch as you slowly destroy them, destroy all their chances, anything they play. You make them discard and all that. Just all the annoyance of that rolled into one deck that ends up having a good win rate. So if you do like this and you do give it a shot, remember MTG Arena is free. If you give it a shot and you like it, modify it however you want. I'm sure you could probably make it better because I make decks for fun and craziness. This one just turned out to be one that won me a lot of games. And I hope you like it. If you do play it, like I said, and you like it, comment below. Tell me, because I'd like to know if someone else enjoys this kind of deck. Remember, it'll take a little while to learn what you're supposed to do. Like, you see me, why would you kill a 1/1? Well, why would you kill the 0/2? Why would you kill the 1/1? I did only to impress upon him the suffering of the deck. I made him want to quit. This deck wins a lot before it ever gets to the late game because you make them want to quit. They don't like it. The land destroy weakens them, and like it weakens the resolve. They're thinking, I can't play anything. You saw there, that guy held on even after he was not drawing any swamp. And don't get me started on facing off against decks that are triple color. If they're dipping into the triple color and they face this deck or the other land destroy deck, they just don't have it in them to go on. A lot of times you destroy one of their lands that you think will be, like, if you're facing a deck where you know that they have Murderous Rider, that card, then you take out their black mana. You destroy their black mana, they ain't got nothing to stop Rakdos. They ain't got nothing that they can do. If they're running Enchantment Destruction, you take out the color that has the Enchantment Destruction in it. Oftentimes when I'm facing off against red-white decks, I know that a lot of their colors, a lot of their creatures are multicolor when they're playing the aggro. So I will pick one color like I did there, and I'll drill it down. I just knew that if he was a sacrifice deck, like the whole Rakdos sacrifice deck, I knew that he needed his black mana for his little cats. I knew he needed his black mana for his kill spells and the Murderous Rider, so I focused it. And you saw he could do nothing because I'm betting he could have had a Murderous Rider in there. If he was running black, he's more than likely running Murderous Rider, but he needed 2 swamp. So if I destroyed all his swamp, then it's going to take him at least 2 turns to get him. And yeah, you saw what it did to him. It picked him apart. And that's usually what you're going to get out of this deck. This was like, I did not sit here and look for a good game. I did not start this up and go, okay, now I had a bad game, I lost, so I won't record that and put that up. This was my game against him. This is the game that I went against him. First game, record it. The only reason this was the second was because the first game I played, you saw the dude quit. He could sense it. He could sense the fear. But I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you try the deck out if you have the extra spare card stuff. It's a really fun deck to play if you like control. It's a really fun deck to play if you like destroying stuff that your opponent owns. And it's really outside the meta. It's really outside of the decks that I've seen. I've never played against something like it. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you're doing okay. And as always, take care, be safe, and be cool to each other.